wants a jolly swag man, can't stand by a billabong under the shade of a coolabah tree. And he sang as he watched and he waited till his billy boy. Oh, come on, won't sing Matilda with me. Won't sing Matilda, won't sing Matilda. Oh, come on, won't sing Matilda with me. And he sang as he watched and he waited till his billy boy. Oh, come on, won't sing Matilda with me. Up came a jumbuck to drink from that billabong.
That's a real good one, because there's so many of us out here. There's so many people that are homeless, and I think more emphasis needs to surround, what's going on in your own country rather than what's going on in other countries. At the moment, anyway, I think you should be helping your own.
But also, I read last week's Sydney Redfern paper that they're going to spend $2.2 billion on mental health. Well, forget about that. Halve the cost if you have to, but preferably don't spend a cent on it, because people's mental health comes from your well-being. Your well-being is where you're living and where your abode is. So that $2.2 billion could be spent on building more accessible, livable housing for the homeless people. Because I couldn't imagine just in the CBD of Sydney, let alone New South Wales or Australia-wide, how many people are actually homeless.
Give us more housing, give us more houses, put more money into state-funded housing, basically.
And if people aren't in houses, they're more likely to end up in jail, which is costing them money. It's costing them a lot of money to put people in jail. And if people are on the street, very, very common, most of them probably would commit a crime. Or just get locked up. It's illegal to be on the street. Yes. Vagrancy or something, so they can get locked up just for being on it, and that's costing the government more money.
There's a lot of people trying to do good, but what a homeless person needs is not a pat on the back today and be thrown away tomorrow.
Teach them a trade. If they're going to lock them up, and they are locking them up in juvenile jails or adult jails, they're learning nothing except how to be a better crimp. Go out and break into someone's place, murder, God knows what. It makes me angry. I think if the government or whatever got together and said, okay, these kids, it's not happening for them, we're still locking them up, let's teach them something. And put the girls on the pill from year one.
I think they have to look at the way they fund programs. I think the program that I'm running, we don't have any funding. So look at funding for PEI would be a great thing.
Yeah. Understand that us homeless people, street people, actually what we call streeties, I'd like to tell you, Julie Gillard, that we've all got mental illnesses, and however we got onto the street, some of us are our own choice, and some of us we can't help because we've got mental illnesses as well. And
I pretty much think that the residents that are concerned about it need to sit with the homeless people and really talk to them and ask and see why they're on the streets, and maybe they can provide some sort of assistance, but without putting their hand in their pocket.
Yeah. I would say the structure and the staff, perhaps, that work maybe in Department of Housing. We do get a lot of tenants that have complained about, where they've come, what channels they've come through to us and how, and I think working on how staff are able to connect and communicate with a lot of tenants is a good start. So starting with that kind of structure, and then being able to put more funding into housing and redoing a lot of the housing that I know the Department of Housing own. A lot of them are so run down and people are just unhappy, and it doesn't help them help themselves.
We need to get people focused on what's happening here, and the federal government, the state governments, they all need to speak up, they all need to take a look at themselves, and they all need to get out of their office and have a look at people that are on the streets and are at risk. You know, there's people suiciding, there's people overdosing with drugs, there's, you know, somebody I know that got hit by a bus not long ago, another rough sleeper. It's just happening too often, you know, and everyone's got to work on it.
And his ghost may be heard as you pass by that billabong. Come along, sing the tune. That's the homeless ghost who got busted for stealing a sheep. So he stole a sheep.